10 Dark Secrets of the Harry Potter Cast. The Harry Potter movies were in production over a decade ago, and so that's left a lot of time for behind-the-scenes footage to arise. There were a lot of things that you probably didn't know about your favorite cast members. Some of them liked to mess around on set, but every member of the crew got along well. We've received a vast number of stories about the antics that went on behind the camera, and so in today's video, we're going to be going over 10 dark secrets of the Harry Potter cast. Please make sure to leave a like if you do enjoy, and consider subscribing, because if you do, you could get a shout out. But let's just go ahead and get right into it. Being in the spotlight at such a young age must have been very difficult for Daniel Radcliffe, as well as fellow cast members Emma Watson and Rupert Grint, of course. But since the filming of the movies, we've been given a little insight as to just how hard it was for Radcliffe to put up with the enormous amount of effort and work he had to put in throughout the years of filming the Harry Potter movies. According to Radcliffe himself, the constant spotlight that he was under drove him to show up on set after drinking a little too much alcohol, which basically means he turned up to work drunk, on various occasions. But to be honest, who can really blame him, because anything that Radcliffe did had a spotlight over it.
Expecto Patronum!
In the intro to this video, I said that most of the cast members got along well, but when it comes to Helena Bonham Carter and Emma Thompson, there was a little bit of bad blood between them both. As a backstory, in the early 90s, Emma Thompson and Kenneth Branagh were a couple. But after 6 years of marriage, they split up after Thompson learned that Branagh and Helena were having an affair. Thompson did say, though, that the two made peace many years ago, so it's safe to assume that there wasn't any on-set drama between the both of them, but of course, there was still going to be a bit of bad blood there.
Well, look what we have here.
As you can imagine, when a book series is turned into a movie franchise, it can be a little bit difficult to make adaptations, and it's almost always impossible to please every single fan. There were many occasions where J.K. Rowling overlooked some of the changes that the screenwriter wanted to make for the movies, but there was one change with the duel between McGonagall and Snape in the Deathly Hallows Part 2 that she wasn't happy with. Steve, who was the screenwriter, wanted to replace McGonagall with Harry because he thought that the confrontation between Snape and Harry would add more weight to the scene. However, Rowling thought it was important to give McGonagall her moment in the spotlight, and this is the reason that we see her have an active role in the fight. There were a lot of fans that noticed that Vincent Crabbe's character was replaced in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows with Blaise Zabini, another Slytherin from Draco's year. Although this character did appear within the books, he was never originally supposed to be seen in the Room of Requirement. The reason why Crabbe's character was replaced was all because of Jamie Waylett. The actor who played Crabbe was not able to return to the franchise since he got arrested in 2009 for growing some illegal substances. This, of course, meant that Crabbe couldn't appear within the scene, so he was replaced with another member of Slytherin. It seems that the troublesome Slytherin character was actually quite troublesome offset as well.
Doesn't quite understand me. Know what I mean?
We already spoke about Helena Bonham Carter on this list, but we have another secret about her that I'm sure you would like to hear. Carter was amazing at playing the evil Bellatrix, nobody can doubt that. But there were times when she got engrossed into certain moments far too much and took things a little too far. Because of this, at one point, she damaged Matthew Lewis's eardrum. The injury occurred when the character was supposed to be threatening Neville with her wand. Of course, Carter didn't mean for this to happen, it was a mistake. Apparently, Lewis was so nice about the situation that he didn't even tell her how bad it was until days later.
Give it to her!
The first Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, had a character known as Madam Hooch, who was Hogwarts' flying instructor and Quidditch referee. You probably noticed, though, that this character never appeared, not even once, throughout the rest of the movies, even though she was in the books. The reason for this was quite simple. It's because Warner Brothers cut her character because they were, quite frankly, too stingy to keep her on. According to Zoe Wanamaker, the actress who played Hooch, Warner Brothers were incredibly stingy with their money, and they wouldn't change her salary when she asked for it to be increased. Clearly, they didn't think the character was important enough to increase her wages, and so the character was written out of the franchise altogether.
Welcome to your first flying lesson.
Alan Rickman and Jason Isaacs tried to steal props from the set at one point. I know, it sounds crazy. According to Jason Isaacs, Alan Rickman was a pro at stealing items from the set, and on his first day of shooting on Gringotts' set, Rickman took a ton of gold. Because of this, Isaac really wanted to try and take something for himself. He had his eye on a copy of the Daily Prophet. He decided to approach the director, David Yates, and ask him if he could take a copy home, and he was told that he was allowed to. But after trying to leave the studio with the Prophet inside of his bag, a set worker said that Yates wanted the prop back. As you can imagine, Isaacs had a very awkward exchange that was quite embarrassing for him.
Lucius Malfoy. We meet at last.
With any large movie production, there's going to be a lot of copies of each prop, just in case of accidents happening so that they have backups. But when it comes to Daniel Radcliffe and his wand, he wasn't very careful, and the team had to make over 80 wands for him because he broke so many of them. Apparently, Radcliffe was slightly fidgety on set, and he used to use his wands as drumsticks, repeatedly tapping them on surfaces over and over.
Rictus Emperor!
During the filming of The Chamber of Secrets, there was an outbreak of head lice on set, and it spread amongst most of the young cast members, and it even hit some of the adults. This meant that the filming for The Chamber of Secrets had to be set aside while the widespread lice outbreak was sorted out. One of the funniest behind-the-scenes stories from Harry Potter is definitely when Alfonso Cuarón, the director for The Prisoner of Azkaban, asked the main trio, Daniel, Emma, and Rupert, to write an essay describing their characters so that they could further explore them and get insight to help them during filming. Emma wrote a long essay, and Daniel wrote one that was quite brief. Rupert didn't write an essay at all, and his reason was that Ron would have blown off the assignment. This is quite funny because Emma wrote a long essay, which is definitely something Hermione would have done, and Daniel just did something brief, even though it was deep and insightful, and that is something Harry Potter would have done as well. And as I said, Rupert didn't do anything, and that is definitely something that Ron would have done because he didn't like studying at all. But there we have it, 10 dark secrets of the Harry Potter cast. Please make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy, and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you never miss a single one of our videos. But we will see you in the next one.